So a couple of things today. The opening price is a huge miss. Um, it's actually the first miss since the series, and but the range I believe is right. So sentiment, which means the sentiment is right. So if I just move it down here, it's trading in that range. That's the sentiment. Let's move it back up here. Initially, I thought it would overreact to the GDP, preliminary GDP, which was showing signs of inflation control, and the unemployment claim was lower as well. And unexpectedly, this thing happened. The huge pop here happened during the pre-market because of Chinese government is sending more stimulus, like 1 trillion yuan or something. Not sure how much that is. I think 400, 500 billion US dollars. But that stimulated the global market, but it doesn't really have anything to do with, not much to do with US market. So I think it sold off in the end, and they didn't really respond much to um, the GDP, contrary to my belief. But anyway, interesting things happen. So here is something that I wanted to demonstrate. So I took a trade to show an example of a swing trading, how to catch the most bottom as you can and the most top as you can. As you could see, I caught here, the bottom, and I got out here at the top. And the way these things work is because first you need to have a sentiment, you need to have a thesis, you need to understand what the market is doing, how traders are trading, and how the policies are affecting the market. First, you need to have that, and second, use this one, the relative strength. These things work in these market, and I say these market because the market conditions change all the time, so you can't stick to one type of strategy, and because it works. I used to have 95% of win rate at one point, and then after that, after months later, I had 150 trades, losing 150 trades in a row. So same strategies don't always work. You have to be adaptive to the market condition. And current market condition, this thing works. The RSI and MACD overlapped. So use the overbought and oversold in RSI, but use the MACD as the tracking. So when it hits the top, and when I talked about this a couple days ago, but that's basically what it did to catch these bottom and the top. And another example, catching this one coming down, because same thing for this one, for this MACD pattern, I caught this move. So I caught it bottom, and I caught the top over here. Well, this happened later, so I would still say this is a top. This happened. This is what I'm actually. This is what really messed me up just now. It's about the manipulation, price manipulation, and although it's illegal, you can't track it. That's why it happens all the time. You can't, because I'm talking about spoofing, and SEC, they can't catch it, especially like everyday traders, because they could just say, we just changed our mind, we weren't spoofing. But what happens is, so let me show that trade. And again, this catching the bottom and catching the top is all this. There's no secret to it. But also the sentiment today, like I said, was it's going to trade flat, meaning it's going to go around the opening price, or this blue line here, the 200 EMA. That's how I would reference as the flat. If we're just going around the 200 EMA, that means it's a flat trading day. This is just a response to something. So it's sure to come back down. That's how you could catch this, by seeing this, but not all the time. Like for example, here it hit the bottom, but it didn't go all the way up. So you have to understand the sentiment. And even on the Discord, I mentioned, not my Discord, but the Discord that I'm in, we talk about stuff there. But I even said that this is going to get rejected at 416 because of the sentiment, and that's the Fibonacci 50%. So you have to know. And then also after it dropped here, I took a call position. That's the trade that, but I lost that trade. So I want to just show that one a little bit. 416. So yeah, I took here and I got out here. So it's about 10% loss. And what happened, this is really interesting. So what I saw was, okay, they are, now is all day traders moment. So they are trading along this line, and they're gonna send it up to here. That's what I was seeing. And then I was looking at the level 2, and I was seeing a lot. Yeah, it's now, it's, look at this, it's gonna hit my target price pretty soon, but I'm not in it. I got out. The thing is, I was looking at the level 2 in case to see if there's any spoofing or if there's any strength in the market, just to see those. I was looking at these, and right around here we would get 2,000 orders, a lot of them. So in Thinkorswim, the size is divided by 100. So 1 means 100 shares, and these are exchanges, those are market makers. And I was just looking, a lot of 20, 30, those were being listed. The orders were coming in, and about 10, 15 were selling orders were coming in and getting filled. So I usually set it to 5,000, but I set it to 1,000 at the time. So I would see a lot of filled prices, but now it's buy, but it was selling. Whereas the price of buying, or the ask list orders, were keep getting larger. So I think what happened was people, the algos, took it as this is spoofing. This is obviously spoofing because unfilled orders are larger than the filled orders, which is on the other side. So I think people, the algos, took the other side. But what happened was they were spoofing the spoofers, basically. So as soon as it dropped, 300,000 orders came in, filled, and it sent it up. So I got spoofed in a way because my stop loss was right here by this line. And I mean, it's okay to get stopped out. You could chase it again if you see that coming in. So yeah, that's just that just happens all the time in the market. So that's something to be aware of. And lastly, I think the closing price, although it's going to trade flat, I think because the anticipation to symposium, whether it goes up or whether it goes down, you need some kind of expectation going in. So it'll sell off once J Powell starts to speak, but in order to sell off, you need to have some inventory. So I think it'll go up. My prediction is closing price, and I'm not going to be able to do the market closing, so I have to leave. So I'm just doing it earlier today than usual. So this is 50 to the whole run today, and then to the next pivot, which is actually my initial target. Look at it hitting it right now. Yeah, whatever. But so yeah, it's kind of hard not to get too emotional about it, especially when you get like a double spoof like that. So that's why we always want to set the stop loss and respect it, and the target price and respect it, because this could have gone the other way, and if I'm emotional about it, I would still hold on to it and hope that it'll reverse one day or at 1 hour, whatever, and that's how you lose trades. So my opening price for tomorrow is, I think if we close around here, I think it'll be flat. So flat to, I'm gonna say 50-50. So from the pivot, because I think J-Power speaks around 10 after the market opens. So, and PCE would come out, so maybe a little bit on the upside. But today they didn't respond with overreaction because of the fear that the Fed might speed up the hike. So I don't think too much will happen, maybe around here. So range for closing price is 415.60 to 417.